This edition of Coudrille's Cornish Cream features an interview with world-class flamenco guitarist Esteban Antonio, who first picked up the instrument at the age of 3. A child prodigy, at 9 he obtained a scholarship to London's Royal College of Music. Studying both classical and flamenco guitar in parallel, Esteban gave his first public concert performance just 2 years later. As a musician and composer, he travels the world, performing with great artists like Paredes and Jose Ortega. Interestingly, he's also recorded with George Michael and Johnny Depp. When not touring, Esteban lives in Spain, although he and his family are frequently in Cornwall, visiting the Perranutno-based luthier Kiff Wood, and to take walking holidays around the county's dramatic coastline. While staying as a house guest of Cornwall World Radio's own musical maestro, Jonathan Coudrille, Esteban talked with him about his music, life and love of Cornwall. A violent storm sprang up during the recording, as you'll hear from some background noise of waves booming in the sea cave beneath Jonathan's clifftop home at Cadgwith on the Lizard Peninsula.
I'm talking with Esteban Antonio, who, when he played at the 2000 Hong Kong Festival, was named by the Observer newspaper as most significant flamenco innovator of the 20th century. I first heard you play in London when you were still a teenager and was amazed at your command of the instrument. Where did you study?
I studied at the Royal College of Music in London. I got in when I was about 9 years old into the junior department, and then graduated to the senior department when I was 16.
You had to overcome some obstacles to achieve your mastery, didn't you?
Yes, there was a very unfortunate early death of my mother, and also polio in my right arm, which I had to overcome. And also, striving at that age, trying to win scholarships to pay for the fees wasn't easy, but it went well.
Unlike Winston Churchill and myself, you were a competent scholar, but you also studied martial arts.
I did a long time ago. I studied karate and a little bit of judo.
And how far did you get?
I got up to a black belt in Shotokan karate, but then decided to put it to one side because of the damage it was doing to my hands.
Yes. It's punching things is not actually right for musicians' fingers, is it? You're very, very widely travelled.
I've been playing recently in Bulgaria, Germany, around the United States. In the 90s I played in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and before that Scandinavia. The last 6 years I've been living in Spain, on and off, based there really for the last 5 years full time, playing around the nation of Spain.
And you had the good fortune to marry into a musical family.
Yes, my wife's father is now one of the national composers for Hungary. His name is János Reuter, and my wife's name is Erika.
And she still plays the violin?
She does. She's been very busy looking after our son, Janini, who's 2 at the moment.
I particularly want to ask you about your connections with Cornwall. When and why did you first come here?
The first time I came down here, it must have been in the early 80s. I think it was 81. I was drawn here to actually come down and experience the inspiration of the coast, and in doing so I ended up playing around this area until I met you, who became quite a strong figure in my life regarding the arts.
You're here now to show your young son the county. What does he think of it?
I think he's amazed by it. He's been to Marazion, he's been to St Michael's Mount. He loves this area. It's just absolutely stunning.
And with music in the blood on both sides, is he set to be a virtuoso like his mother and father?
He's got a great love for the guitar and the violin. His grandfather's been teaching him some violin, and I bought him a little guitar and he's been playing that, and he sits next to me and plays it and strums it.
And you've sort of taken off in a slightly different direction with your career, haven't you?
Yes, just writing new music for a new double-necked instrument called the Hashem, which is a multi-stringed instrument which plays in 2 to 3 tonalities at the same time, and I'm actually playing references of the Bible and putting that together now for a debut in Sofia, Bulgaria, and in London.
I've seen this instrument, and I can tell the listeners that it is truly remarkable. It bears a slight family resemblance to the guitar, with the shape of the body and the fact that it has a nearly round sound hole in the middle. But the two necks and the 17 strings turn it into something quite extraordinary, almost as if it's from a different universe. We're not allowed at this point, for copyright reasons, to actually hear you play it, are we?
But you will have the exclusive first performance of it.
You have my old Manuel Reyes there, which is a 1957 flamenco guitar. Would you like to play something for the listeners?
Yes, I would. I will play something from the Dream Giver on this. Thank you.
Esteban Antonio, thank you very much.
Coudrille's Cornish Cream, featuring Esteban Antonio, was presented and produced by Jonathan Coudrille. Studio direction by Julian Rowe. Coudrille's Cornish Cream is a Sound Mind production for Cornwall World Radio.